It started with a smile, tentative, unsure, like a sunrise peeking through heavy clouds. Every morning, between the clang of lockers and the tidal wave of adolescent noise, Lily noticed her. The girl with the raven hair that fell like a curtain over her eyes. She sat alone on the third bench in the school courtyard, always with a book and a silence that spoke louder than any word. No one knew her name, and no one really tried to. But Lily did. Lily wasn't the loudest or the smartest. She blended in like sunlight on pavement, warm, unnoticed, but present. The kind of girl who remembered your birthday even if you didn't. Her mother worked 2 jobs, her shoes were always a size too tight, and the cafeteria lunch was often her only real meal. Still, she carried a heart big enough for the world. Maybe that's why she couldn't ignore the quiet girl. She started small. One day, she offered half her sandwich. The girl blinked, unsure. Then took it. The next day, Lily sat beside her. No questions, no expectations, just quiet companionship. Days turned to weeks. The girl, Ava, she finally whispered, began to open up, like a flower nudging through snow. She didn't say much, but her eyes softened, and her shoulders no longer curled inward as if hiding from the world. Lily noticed things. Ava's clothes were pristine but never repeated. Her backpack was embroidered with initials, AVW. The books she read were first editions, their pages barely turned. And yet, she flinched at raised voices, tensed at ringing phones, and never joined in class conversations. But she smiled at Lily. Every single day. There was one day, a particularly cruel winter afternoon, when Lily found Ava shivering in the courtyard, her jacket forgotten. Lily didn't hesitate, she took off her own coat, threadbare and thin as it was, and wrapped it around Ava's shoulders. "You need it more," she said simply, even though her teeth chattered with cold. Ava looked at her like she had handed her the world. The next day, Ava brought her hot chocolate in a thermos. Lily didn't say anything. She just smiled. That became their routine. Small exchanges. A scribbled note of encouragement. A shared granola bar. A paper crane folded from math homework. They never made a big deal of it. It was just friendship, built brick by brick, word by word, kindness by kindness. Then came the morning that changed everything. It was a Tuesday. Rain tapped against the school's glass doors like impatient fingers. Lily had just arrived when the atmosphere shifted. The kind of shift that made conversations hush and eyes turn. Outside, a sleek black SUV pulled into the parking lot. From it stepped 2 bodyguards in dark suits and earpieces. Then, a man. Tall, commanding, with silver-streaked hair and an expression carved from stone. His presence alone was enough to still the entire hallway. Students gawked. Teachers whispered. Someone said, "That's Victor Wensley, the billionaire. Owns half the tech in Silicon Valley." Lily froze. Wensley. AVW. Ava. Sure enough, Ava walked out from her first period classroom, small and pale beneath the fluorescent lights. She didn't look surprised. Just, resigned. She met her father at the door. He spoke to her, low and urgent. She nodded. Then his eyes scanned the hallway, and landed on Lily. In seconds, he was striding toward her, bodyguards flanking him like shadows. Lily's heart pounded. She had never even met a man in a suit outside of job fairs. He stopped a breath away. People stared. "You're Lily Porter." His voice was deep, clipped. "Yes, sir," she said, chin up, even though her legs trembled. He studied her for a moment. "My daughter talks about you. Every day." Lily blinked. "She does. She says you saved her." He didn't elaborate. Just turned slightly. "Come with me." She hesitated. Teachers were frozen. No one moved. But Ava reached for her hand. "Please," Ava whispered. And that was enough. Lily followed them to the car. Inside, the leather seats smelled like cedar and money. The driver pulled away. Ava squeezed Lily's hand the entire time. Silent tears rolled down her cheeks. Victor Wensley glanced back. "She hasn't spoken to me in 3 years," he said, almost to himself. "Not a word. Until she told me about a girl named Lily Porter who gave her a coat and never asked why she needed one. Lily didn't know what to say. She wasn't special. She just noticed someone who needed a friend." They drove to a hospital. Not a public one, a private facility with marble floors and silent elevators. They walked past nurses who bowed slightly and doctors in tailored coats. Finally, they reached a room. Inside, a woman lay in a bed, frail and pale as parchment. Her breathing was shallow, aided by machines. Ava rushed to her side. "My mother," Victor said quietly. "Ava's been coming here for years. Every day after school. She doesn't talk about it. Not to me. Not to anyone. But she told you." Lily felt her heart twist. "Why me?" "I think," he said slowly, "because you didn't want anything from her." She watched Ava press her forehead to her mother's hand. A single tear dropped onto the blanket. Lily took a step forward and placed a hand on her friend's shoulder. Ava looked up. Smiled, faintly. Later, in a quiet room overlooking a garden, Victor spoke again. "I was too busy building empires to see my daughter fading," he said. "Too proud to admit I didn't know how to reach her." He turned to Lily, and for the first time, his eyes weren't hard. They were tired. Human. "You reminded her that kindness exists. That people can care without condition. You gave her what I couldn't." He pulled out a folder. "I want to offer you something. A scholarship. Full ride. Any college you choose. And, if you ever need help, any help, my door is open." Lily shook her head. "I don't want anything." He nodded. "That's exactly why you deserve everything." Weeks passed. Ava began to speak more in class. She joined clubs. Laughed, even. The quiet girl who once hid behind her hair now walked beside Lily, shoulder to shoulder. And Lily? She got that scholarship. But more than that, she gained a family she never expected. One day, as they sat under the courtyard tree where it all began, Ava handed her a book. On the first page, in Ava's neat handwriting, were the words. "To Lily. You didn't just save me. You saw me." The power of kindness isn't in grand gestures, but in the quiet, consistent acts that say, "You matter." And sometimes, the smallest kindness can echo through lives, and change the world.